Okay, you guys, I am so excited to host this Zoom because I already intended on hosting a Zoom today. And I had already started taking notes on what I was going to talk about yesterday. And then there was a leadership call last night for 80 and 200 Ks. And I just figured it would be something I would want to share with you. And, honestly, on the call, Jason flat out said, this call is not for you to keep the information to yourself. This call is for you to share with your team. So I took notes. And then at the end of the call, they launched a freaking promo. So it is seriously like, I have a ton of notes, but they are all over the place. So just bear with me because I'm going to kind of go in order of my notes so I don't forget anything. With the Zoom, y'all, I get the free version. Okay. So at 40 minutes, it's cutting us off. So that's what I'm rolling with. And thank you for those of you who are able to hop on with me. I know that it's a random ass time. I know that it's not evening time when people get home from work. I know it's not before work. It's not even lunchtime, but this is what works for me. So there will be a recording for you to share. And so first, I'm going to talk about the leadership call last night. A lot of it was about Thrive Palooza. And if you've never been to Thrive Palooza, you need to get there. Tammy did her live this morning about the promo, and she talked about Thrive Palooza, which that's what we learned about last night, how important it is to get your team there, but also to know that it is not a vacation. It is a business building event. And if you want to take your team to the next level, that's what you have to do. You have to get yourself to Thrive Palooza. And like she said this morning, Tammy said this morning, there are people who have gone to Thrive Palooza and fell off the face of the earth. There are people who have been there and they didn't learn anything. But at the same time, there are people who went to Thrive Palooza and their business took off. I know for me personally, the first Thrive Palooza I ever went to, Kendra Morse shared her story, and it's actually, there's bits and pieces of it on YouTube. But she made a point that hit home for me so hard that I started crying right there in the crowd. She flat out said, is your spouse giving you and your family the life that you deserve? If the answer is no, why aren't you doing it for yourself? Why are you waiting for somebody else to do things for you? And at that point in my life, I did depend on my husband to do a lot of things. I was not a self-starter. I enjoyed going to work and letting him be the moneymaker. But guess what? I didn't want to sit around and wait anymore. I wanted to travel more. Do you know how many getaways I earned and didn't go on before that year? I earned all of them. I've earned every single trip in the last almost 7 years. I've earned every trip, 3 trips a year, 7 times 3. Okay. Except during COVID when we missed 2. One was canceled and the next one we didn't even schedule. So I've earned them all, but I didn't go because we didn't have the money to go. I earned it. It was a free trip, but you still have to pay for airfare. And I was waiting on him to make my dreams come true. That's what I learned at Thrive Palooza. It wasn't how to get customers and how to get promoters. It was hearing someone else's story in person. It is magical. And I promise you, if you show up with an open mind and an open heart, and you go to this with the intention of learning for you, you will not regret it. I promise you, it is the best thing you can do for your business. Get yourself there. Get yourself there, please. Okay, so that was kind of his thing. Let your team create a vision for themselves, and that's what I mean by that. That was where I created my vision. The speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. If you are running for this, your team will run for this. If you don't have a team, you will get a team because of the pace at which you are running. You will attract the people who want what you are doing if you are doing it. So run. The next thing he talked about was meeting builds momentum. And the perfect example he gave was, imagine if you were dating your spouse only on TikTok, only on Instagram, only on Facebook. You never had face-to-face time. You never had date night. You never got to go out and you never got to hold hands, right? You never got to see their expressions on their faces in real time. It wouldn't work out because you never have actual FaceTime, right? It's the same with this business. And that is why they are pushing for 1,000 events in the beginning of the year. How many ever? 1,000 events before whatever, 100 days, 1,000 events. I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm trying to say. You have to get in a room with people. If you've never been to an event, oh my gosh, you don't know what you're missing. Get to an event. And if you don't have one near you, plan one, right? Why can't you have the event? When I first started this business, I assumed that we were going to have parties. I assumed it was going to be like any other direct sales where you have to get together and bring your product and sell stuff, right? But what I really quickly learned, and you also know now, is we don't do that here. We don't have events and parties and stuff in people's living rooms and make them bring their wallets and awkwardly buy something before they leave. We don't do that kind of event. It's not like that. It's actually just sharing stories. And if you get somebody there who is a non-thriver, you have no idea how that event can change their life. I don't know if you guys know this, but Jamie Lindbergh, who is a Lavelle millionaire, she started this being super skeptical. She wasn't even a skeptic. She was a hater. She hated on it. She got to a living room local because her sister bribed her with margaritas, and now she's a millionaire. You never, ever know if you don't get people there. Yes, events are important, but don't just have promoter meetings. That is not income producing. Promoter meetings are not going to build your business. They are also important, and I'm not saying not to have promoter meetings, but you have to be intentional about also having non-thriver events, inviting people to a non-thriver event. I don't care if it's a living room local. I don't care if it's at a Mexican restaurant. I don't care if it's brunch at your house, and have people stopping by to have some capsules on their way to whatever you're doing for the day. It doesn't matter, but meeting people in person is where the magic happens. They can feel your excitement in person. So he's really, really, really pushing the meetings, which you already know because they are wanting you to register your events in the cloud office. A question that he had for everybody that was really like eye-opening to me was, what drives people to go to the next level? And I loved that question because I instantly thought, okay, what drives me to go to the next level? Well, if you're going to drop a rank advancement bonus, I want to get to that next level, right? What can I gain, right? If they do a bonus like that, what can I gain? No, that is not the answer. The answer is not gaining something that's going to push you to the next level. The answer is loss, fear of loss, for lack of better words, FOMO, fear of missing out. People will push harder if they have a fear of missing out. So put it this way, last year I think I had 16 or 18 people get themselves to Thrive Palooza, and I know for a fact it's because we built up so much FOMO. Get yourself there because this is what you're gonna miss, this is what you're gonna miss, this is what you're gonna miss. And people got there, even down to the last minute, right? Leader retreats, right? At first, it's kind of exciting, like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try and earn it. But then when people start earning it and you're like, oh shit, I wanna go too, you instantly are like, okay, I'm gonna push to get to that retreat because I wanna be there. The more people start achieving something, the more people start getting qualified for triple commission, the more people that start earning stuff, that is what motivates people. So what can you do to create FOMO? Who can you talk to in your network to create FOMO? My business is doing this, my business is doing that. You've got to be a part of this. It's growing so fast. Create a sense of urgency and help people realize that they are missing out. Now is the time to join us. So that was pretty cool. I liked that. And the last thing he kind of talked about before he dropped the bomb on us was the magic happens when a promoter synchronizes with corporate. And I know I say this a lot. The company is not just giving us random ass promotions for no reason. There is a reason. Right now, it is because this February bomb is leading up to Punta Cana, and then from there, it's leading to Palooza. They are going to set us up for success every single day until then. Okay, we just finished a promo on January 31st, and now February 1st, we have a new promo that lasts through most of February. There's a reason behind it. And so when you work for what the company is offering you, that is when you are going to explode your business, when you work hand in hand with the business. So don't just count yourself out of this promotion because you think it's too hard, there's too many pieces and parts, I can't do it. You do this because the company is setting you up for success. And if you push for everything until you get there, you guys, right now, you're getting all these promos, but if you had been adding people over the last, how many ever promos we've had, they've been pushing for free customer accounts since the beginning of the year, free customer accounts since December. Like, how many free customer accounts can you get? Preloaded, this and that, new customers get this and that. If you had been doing that all this time, then this February bomb should be even easier because you should have customer accounts to go back and touch base with if you've been doing the work. So the more you team up with corporate, the better your business is going to be. Okay, so let's talk about this, this promo. First and foremost, what I want to say that is out of order is, if you don't understand something, please ask and make sure you're plugging into everything, because let me just tell you what I did not know until I listened to Tammy's Zoom this morning, or her live, and I had to go back and reread the email and realize that I misunderstood the entire January promo. I misunderstood the bonus, the 50% first order bonus. I have misunderstood that until this morning. I thought that I would get 50% of what that person spends. No, they get 50% of their money back if they place their first order as a promo or as a promoter. I did not realize that. I missed out on that because I overlooked it. I wasn't plugged in or something. I don't know. I was super focused on something else. So make sure you're asking questions because we all need to help each other. There's no way we all know all the answers. So I feel like this is the most important part of the promo is the first order bonus. I can't remember what it's called until I read the initials. Okay, because you're trying to build your team. Okay, for those of you who are trying to earn a $4,000 or earn 4K for the first time, you're going to get $1,000 in credits. What would $1,000 in credits do for you? What would you do with $1,000 in credits? How many sample mailouts could you buy with $1,000 in credits? How many free samples could you send?
14 packs.
14 sample packs, which is 14 times 6, right? Which is a lot. How many lives could you change with 3-day samples? You know what? If you did spend all $1,000 on samples, you could share them with your new team, because as a 4K, you have a team of leaders with you. So you can share those credits with them to help them get started. You can share those credits with your customers who just started with you to help them get their referrals. It is a huge benefit to have those $1,000 in credits, right? Now, if you are already 4K or you've already been 4K and 12K is your next level, how many 4Ks does it take to get to 12K? 3, however, you could count for 1 of them because you're also working. So you technically need 2 4Ks. Do you know 2 people who want to run a business? Maybe they're not even on your team yet. But guess what? If they start with you today, they're going to get 50% of their order back in cash. And they can run for a bonus for VIP and for VIP 1600 and VIP 800. They can run for a bonus, and then you're setting them up for success. Not only are they getting their cash back, but they're also going to get $1,000 in credits. You have a reason to have people joining you right now. Now, let's say if maybe you're 12K, maybe you're already 12K and you're like, well, this doesn't really affect me because I'm not going to create that many 4Ks to get me to 40K, and count yourself out. First of all, don't count yourself out, because trust me, there is so much magic in bringing on new promoters. And let me tell you what my personal goal is, right, for me, and why this promotion excites me. Because when you enroll a new promoter, they go to your waiting room. If you don't know what your waiting room is, let me just tell you. When somebody starts with you, within their first 60 days as a promoter, you can place them under somebody else to help them with their volume. So I'm going to be pushing to get new promoters. I'm going to be pushing for people to purchase that $400 promoter pack. They're going to get 10 free samples right off the bat. They're going to get $200 cash back. They're going to get a free product from the company. And they're going to also be in my waiting room. So when my next person who's running for 4K, I can tell you right now, Tracy is one of my new promoters, and I'm going to be pushing to help her get to 4K. I can move that $400 under her to help her get to 4K. Maybe you're thinking, I have a promoter on my team who's working, but I don't know if she can really get to 4K, but I would love to help her. You can help her by enrolling your own promoters. And guess what? Like Jason Camper said at the beginning of his call, on my notes, what drives people to go to the next level? Loss. Fear of missing out. Do you think people will be scared of missing out if they're $1,000 away from 4K and all of a sudden you move $450 under them, and now it's only $550 that they need? Do you think that's going to create them to run? Because that's going to help them move. So initially, right off the bat, we've got to be focused on getting people to 4K, getting new people to join us, okay? We can help them by moving volume under them. And if you're new here and you've never been 4K, reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up to your upline. Create a plan together. It is absolutely possible to get to 4K. And if you've been pushing so far by yourself, your upline can help you get there if they are an active upline. If your active upline is not active, then go to the next upline above them. I can promise you eventually you'll get to me and I will help you. So don't count yourself out. You guys, promoters can also take that compliance quiz. So new promoters are going to get $50, or they're going to get $25 for being a new promoter. And if they spend that if they order within their first 7 days, they're going to get $25 off. And then they can take that compliance quiz. That's going to be $50 off as a brand new promoter. They're non-transferable credits, so they have to order them. They have to use them. Lainey said, that's the truth. I missed my bonus in December. There was no way I would miss January's. Yes, and you worked till the last minute because you had FOMO, fear of missing out. You did whatever it takes. So it's up to us. My point in saying that is it's up to us to create that for other people. We have to create the excitement. We have to create the energy. We have to lead the pack. We are the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. The more FOMO you create for your network, the more excitement and the more people are going to join you. Okay. Something else I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions about that promo, please comment in the chat. If you do not understand anything, if you're on here live, comment in the chat. If you're watching the replay, please reach out to your upline. I'm going to move on from this topic just because my Zoom is recording and I have more notes. So I'm moving on from the actual promo, but there's just a couple more things I wanted to say to you guys. Be honest with yourself. I know I talked about on my live yesterday, which it was funny. Shantae was like, well, your service was bad. And all I heard you say was stop apologizing, but I did need to hear that. So I don't know how choppy it was. I didn't go back and watch it myself, but I was just speaking from the heart. Stop apologizing for not showing up. Don't apologize to me anyway, or your upline. If you can't be there, it's up to you to get the information. It's up to you to get informed on whatever it was, but don't apologize. But let's kind of piggyback on that with be honest with yourself. Okay, I have seen a lot of people say, it's me, I'm ready to be 4K. I've never been 4K. This is my time. And I'm with you, you guys. I'm ready to run with the runners. Like, you want to run, I will run with you. But I don't know if you're actually doing the work, because I'm not going to check your work. I'm not going to go to your Facebook and look and see how many posts you've made. I'm not going to see how many friend requests you've sent. I'm not going to see how many reels you've made. But be honest with yourself. The faster you move, the more success you'll create. Okay, so be honest with yourself. This is a business. This is a business, right? The only way to grow is to treat it like a business. This can be a part-time business. You can work this business part-time, but you cannot work this business sometimes. You cannot make a post one day a week and it's a forward from Lavelle and nothing personal and get anywhere. If you want this to be a business, now's the time to show up. So be honest with yourself. This is a business. What is your business plan? Do you have a business plan? Let me tell you what your business plan is if you don't already have one, which you should. This should be everyone's very minimal business plan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The company gives you a business plan. If you are doing this business plan, you will be successful. So be honest with yourself. How's number 3 going for you? How many social media posts are you making a day? It does not have to be 3 posts about Thrive, but it has to be 3 posts on your social media. A story, an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a TikTok, a Snapchat. I told you, I'm not going to go check unless you ask me to go check on your account and you want me to. I'm not checking in on you, but are you posting 3 times a day? What are you posting? Are you just sharing a quote you liked from somebody else's page, or are you living the Thrive life out loud? Are you sharing gratitude? Are you being personal? Are people getting to know, like, and trust you because you're posting consistently 3 times a day about your life? And please stop sharing company graphics. I don't want to see company graphics on your page. It looks like a commercial. Nobody wants to be sold. Okay, nobody wants to come to your page and look at your free shipping promo from the company with a screenshot of whatever the company's offering. Don't do it. Make it personal. How's number 3 going for you? The other one is number 2. How's number 2 going for you? Are you adding 2 names to your list every day of people that you want to talk to? Are you adding 2 new friends to your social media every single day? You can take it a step further, and instead of adding them, just going through and adding new friends on your social media, write their names down. Add them to your list and then go to their social media. What are they up to? Can you actually be friends with them? Are they posting on their social media? Are they sharing their life? Can you create a connection with them? Like, really, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, your business. That is your business plan. It is laid out for you. And like Jason said, the magic happens when a promoter synchronizes with corporate. Guess what, guys? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is in your cloud office. It is in your resources as a training guide. This is for you to use for your business plan. So be honest with yourself. We always talk about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but we really harness on 5 and 4, reach outs and follow-ups. How many reach outs, how many follow-ups? But how are you being consistent with everything else? Another thing is reels. And I really want to talk about this because this is what the top leaders are doing. If you have watched Courtney Glaser, if you've watched Lindsay Coggin, if you've watched Kendra Morris, who I was just listening to this morning, she did a Zoom with Lisa Fuller yesterday, and I am still listening to it, but it is bomb, and you should listen to it too. But she's talking about reels and doing one per day, not just because you need the exposure, but you need the practice. So the more you do, the better you get. Okay. I personally at first was so annoyed with this. I was like, I don't want to make reels. I don't have the time to learn how to make a reel. I made a couple, but I was just very inconsistent and it was just time consuming. And then one day I was playing around with the settings and I learned something new about how to do them. And I've been doing them consistently ever since. And let me just tell you, do the reels that inspire you. Do the reels that make you, I don't know, point out your personality. Like for me, I love finding those reels where they're giving motivational advice. That's my favorite. I love pouring into other people, and I don't know who is going to watch that reel and learn something from it. But when I'm posting it, I'm hoping that another woman, another person who needs to hear that message is going to hear it and want to connect with me. I want to make genuine friends. That's what makes me happy. TJ is so good at creating funny reels. He does funny ones. Like they're cute and they're funny and they're short. You guys, a couple years ago, they wanted us to do live videos. They still want us to do live videos. They still tell us to go live on Facebook, but reels are where it's at for a reason. And we used to have to do like at least a 9-minute Zoom or a 9-minute live video in order for people to see it and get like more people to watch it. And now it's 9 seconds. It's a 9-second reel. It's out of your comfort zone, I'm sure, unless you're already consistently doing them. Lacey does them all the time. And you guys, I am very confident, which I haven't even had this conversation with Lacey before, but at first she was probably annoyed too. Like she didn't want to put these together, but she shows up every day because when she stopped, when she got complacent, when she didn't do as many of them, people noticed and people asked her where her shake recipes were because they've been following her looking for shake recipes. And she was like, crap, I need to get back to it, right? But nobody starts out wanting to do them. But once you do them consistently every single day, you get better at them. Do one every single day. You guys don't have to be thriving in your reels every day. Sometimes my reel is about my dog. Sometimes it's about my kids, okay? Sometimes it's intentionally just about thrive, and I sprinkle a little bit of everything in there, okay? I know TJ did a funny one with wine. Like, we did one about drinking your water, right? Lacey does recipes. They are not by my Thrive reels, but that's what makes her happy. She's competing for Ultimate Thriver and she's documenting what she's eating and people are following her for it. So it can just be it could be a video of the backyard for 9 seconds and you can write a quote over it and add music to it and it's a reel. It doesn't have to be a whole production, but you need to post a reel every single day. That should be a non-negotiable. Take Tammy's advice. I know she talks about this a lot. You can save a reel into your draft. So you can do 7 reels on Sunday and save them in your drafts and post one a day. So you don't have to come up with content every single day, but find what works for you and make it work. Find what works for you and make it work. And the more you do it, the more there's a reason why all the top leaders are doing it. There's a reason why people who not even are thrivers, people who are just in network marketing, people who are in other companies, or maybe they're teaching how to do reels, they flat out say, you've got to do a reel every single day if you want to be seen. So do one every single day. Get out of your comfort zone. I know Dawn did one the other day with her promoters and it was super cute. And you guys, it was creative and fun, and they had a filter and they had music and they had stickers on it, and it's cute. And those are also important to do, the ones that get you creative. I like those also, but don't overthink it. Just get it done. And the consistency of doing one every single day will make you better and better and better at doing them every single day. You'll learn new things every time you do. So do a reel every day. Like I said, make it part of your business plan, right? Okay, so here I am looking at my notes again, and I am going to go back to this promo because I wanted to talk about different ways you can work it. Like I said before, you can use the waiting room as a promoter to help your people get to 4K. That is my goal. But another way to work this promo, do your current customers know about the $25 off for new people? Because sometimes we get so focused on who can we get as promoters that we forget that our customers can thrive for free and we can help them with $25 off. So who is thriving with you that wants to thrive for free? Make sure, don't wait until the last day of this promo. Don't wait until February 15th. Today is free credit day. Today we're all posting about free credits. When your customers see that and they say, man, I wish I could thrive for free or something like that, or they're watching, or you can tag them in the post and say, this is going to be you next month. Then you reach out to them and say, hey, right now there's $25 off for new customers. You can add $5 to that and make it $30 off. You can add $10 to that, make it 45, 35, whatever you want it to be. You have control of that. But if you have credits because you just got free credits, you can add to that $25 to help your customers thrive for free. When you get them thriving for free, that helps your volume, and it works together. I know there's a lot of pieces and parts to this promo, and it's a lot, but use each thing to its maximum benefit. Okay, like seriously, Lacey, I'm gonna need you to bring some of that over here. It looks like you're making a charcuterie board. I don't know what you're about to do, but that is what would go on mine. So that's probably Maverick's lunch, I would say. But yeah. Okay, so the last thing, they're gonna cut us off here in 6 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap this up and then get the recording up for everyone to share. And this is something that I learned at my Bible study yesterday, which I love, 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 that when I go to church, I can always relate the message to my business. I don't intentionally do that, but I swear every time I leave there, I learned more about God, but I also learned how to relate it to my business every single time. And I think that that is a lot because we are a faith-based company. I know we don't have Monday morning motivation anymore with Lindsay and Susan, but I used to love that Monday morning call because they prayed for us. And I found my church because a Thriver recommended it. Like, I know that I've seen people on stage at Thrivepalooza thanking God, bold and proud because he got them there. And something that I learned at Bible study yesterday was about, number one, about confidence. Okay. You cannot have truth without love, and you cannot have love without truth. Okay. So if you just have love, but there's a bunch of empty promises and things that aren't true, it is just hollow. It doesn't mean anything. You can say that you love somebody, but if you're not being faithful to them and you're promising them things that you're not giving, it is just empty promises. It's hollow. But if you have truth without love, it's a whole bunch of rules, right? Like, truth without love is like telling your kids, like, you can't go outside and play because I said so, right? Like, there's no love in that. So truth and love go hand in hand. So when you are sharing the Thrive experience, make sure you are speaking with truth, but also with love. It is so important that you care about them. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. What can you do for them? Stop looking at people as this person's going to be my next customer, and look at it as, what can I do to help them live their best life? What can I do for them? Take yourself out of it and come from a place of love. And also, you have to have the heart of a servant. So I'm learning about John, and I can't even believe I'm speaking on this. I don't even know myself right now saying this out loud. But John and James were disciples of Jesus, and they wanted to sit next to Jesus at the table. And he flat out said to them, you don't know what you're asking, because you think you want to be the leader. You want to be right next to the leader. You want to be the teacher's pet, the favorite, but you don't understand what that means. That means you have to give more than you take. That means you have to serve people that are beneath you. You have to be a servant and serve people beneath you. So I know it sounds great to be 4K. It sounds great to be 12K. It sounds great to have that auto bonus. But what are you willing to do for other people when you get there? And when you get to the heart of that, when you get to the point of what you are doing for others and how you are serving others, that is truly how you get to that next level. You've got to serve others. So have a servant heart. Go out there. Yes, we have a bunch of promotions, but none of these promotions help you unless you're 4K for the first time and you're getting $1,000 in credits. That $25 off is to help someone else. Okay, that first order bonus is to help someone else, not you. Okay, all of these promotions are not for you. They are for your team and the people who are going to join your team. So how can you use these promos to help somebody else? So I'm going to wrap it up on that note. Thank you guys for joining me live. But if you do watch the recording and there's anything that you have questions about, please get back to me or your upline. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.